all Ukrainian and Russian tourists were welcome to extend their stays in all Egyptian hotels. The ministry added it contacted last week the International Organization for Migration, the IOM, to assist in the organization of the return of Ukrainian tourists to Ukraine's neighboring countries. Egypt is among the top destinations for Ukrainian tourists, with about 1.5 million visiting Egypt in 2019. Despite the coronavirus pandemic, almost 727,100 Ukrainian tourists have visited Egypt in 2020. We're now joined over the telephone by our guest, Tarek Sherif, the tourism expert. Hello, Mr. Tarek. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you and your audience.
Thank you very much for joining us, sir. First and foremost, what are the most important measures that have been taken by Egypt to host tourists from both Ukraine and Russia after the end of their visit to Egypt?
Right. Well, of course, as everybody knows, when the war erupted in Ukraine, all the passengers and the travelers from Ukraine and Russia have been stranded here in Egypt. And accordingly, and as a very quick reaction, the Egypt Hotel Association have sent a memorandum to all hotels asking them to be welcoming and accommodating to both nationalities, and to make sure that everybody is less stressful than they already are. So
yes,
I think this was already a token of appreciation and from the Egyptian side to make sure that these guests are comfortable, as especially it is unknown when is this going to end.
They will be able to leave, yes. What is the role of the hotels in accommodating these tourists and these guests, sir?
Well, naturally, I mean, hotels are the place for them to stay. Well, of course, I mean, there has been a lot of gray areas for the hotels in the beginning, like who's going to take care of the charge? Is it the hotel's going to pay or absorb the cost? Is it the hotel association? Is it the ministry, and so on? So I think now it is a bit clearer, especially that occupancy is not too high now. So accommodating the guests is not really an issue of space. But remains, of course, the expenses that will be generated, that will come up during according to this stay.
Sir, could you tell us how many tourists there are currently in Egypt visiting from Ukraine and how many are from Russia? Are you aware of any figures?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I was asking you if you're aware of the number of Ukrainians currently visiting Egypt or the number of Russians currently in the country in Egypt on tourism?
Well, no, no, I don't want to give a number that is not right, but I don't have the exact or accurate number right now.
Right. In general, how popular is Egypt as a destination for Ukrainian tourists, sir?
Well, we all know that since the accident that happened in Sharm el-Sheikh years ago, and since then, especially the Red Sea area, being Hurghada or Sharm el-Sheikh, has been dramatically affected. So we were all happy because, I mean, Ukrainian are one, and the Russian are definitely the #1 market for us in these destinations. So we know that people have been impatiently waiting to fly back to Egypt.
Yes.
And now they are here with us for God knows how long.
Right. Are you aware of any of, the reactions of the tourists after they've heard the announcement that Egypt is going to be hosting them and assisting them throughout their stay, even after their, bookings and their visit has officially ended?
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, we get some good and positive feedback. Of course, I mean, it's not a very favorable situation for these guests.
Indeed.
But at least they feel that they are welcome, they've been taken care of. So most of the people that we have talked to are very appreciating all the actions that have been taken by the Egyptian side.
Absolutely. One final question, sir, if I may. What are the next steps in these circumstances? Will there be like a limit put for how long they are able to stay? What are the coming steps?
Well, it's very much depending on how soon this war is going to end and the customers will be able to fly back. I think some of them may try to fly to another countries, like closer to the border, if they have families like in Poland and Hungary and Czech Republic. But mostly, I mean, I think they are all confused, the guests. They are not sure. They are waiting to see what's going to happen. From our side, I'm sure we will be happy to extend the stay as long as we can, especially that, what we say in Egypt, we have gained a lot from these markets. So it is just a token to show our appreciation to them.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank you very, very much, Mr. Tarek Sherif, our tourism expert, a member, of course, of the hotel organization.